That's one of the things I love about this movie. It's incredibly entertaining, but it's also a beautiful lesson.
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled. It's time, Hiccup.
Hello, Mr. Gérard. We are pleased to have you here today as our distinguished guest in Riyadh and in this amazing view. It's not your first visit to Saudi Arabia. You were first here to الأول and Jeddah to film Kandahar. How was the whole experience about that?
The best time here. I loved the people. I found them so hospitable and warm. I loved the country. I loved Alula. It's one of my favorite places on the planet. There's such a magic and an energy there. I was very sad to leave it. So it's that whole experience was great. So it's nice to be back.
Yesterday, after we watched this emotional movie, the organizers asked me about my impressions. I said I'm going to move to Perk and have my own pet dragon. So how did you manage to inject so much emotions in such a fictional movie?
I don't know. It's just, I guess it's what I do. You know, as an actor, it very much helps when you have an incredible script, and our director, Dean Dubois, is an amazing writer, writes incredible characters, and then you put us in those costumes and in this world, and I've spent a long time with Stoic now, so I think that I understand him in much more complexity and all the colors that you can bring to that character to take an audience on that journey.
There was a line in the movie that said, "I'm not like you, Dad." It reflects the generational conflict. So what was the main message?
I think that was it. I think it's important to say that you know, values, tradition, family, it is important to pay respect to that. And I think a lot of the movie is about that, but I think it's also important to learn to, as we say, march to the beat of your own drum and identify who are you and what do you believe in, and to be able to stand up, you know, for what you believe in and make a way. And it's a kind of believing in oneself and who we are, our individuality, I think, in a world that so often wants us all to be the same.
So we are not obliged to fight our parents' battles?
No. And sometimes we maybe have to, you know, fight a battle with our parents in certain points and say, no, that just, this thing doesn't work for me. It's not who I am.
What was easier to do, the real or the animated version?
Well, you know, what was more difficult?
Yes.
Without a doubt, this was more difficult because, you know, in the animated, you would go in and you'd be in a studio and it would only be a few days, and I didn't have to wear a 90-pound costume. So I think that making this every day, 3.5 hours in hair and makeup, wearing this costume, filming in the middle of winter in Ireland, and for 8 weeks, and you know, there's just more challenges to that, but also more rewarding because I entered into the world of Burke and I entered into the world of dragons. Like, I was really fighting dragons. I was really in that arena. That was incredible. So it was a lot of fun for me too.
And I was going to ask you about the preparations for the role.
I don't know. I just, you know, it's a character that I know. You know, I've voiced him before, and I think once you actually have to fill his boots and wear that costume, from then it's really kind of calibrating the performance. How big can you go? How small can you go? And where can you take it in terms of having fun with it without having too much fun, and you know, and giving the true emotion of these incredible relationships. You know, my son and my friend Gobber, and trying to deal with all these Vikings and these all the stresses and griefs and loves and joys, all of it with Stoic.
I think also that this movie shows that fear is the main enemy of the humanity.
Yeah. Well, fear and hatred and ignorance. I think that that's one of the things I love about this movie. It's incredibly entertaining, but it's also a beautiful lesson. Like, kids go and see this and they leave and they want to do the right thing. You know, it is about peace and kindness and tolerance and love and loyalty and friendship and courage. I think it has all the right themes and teachable moments, yeah.
Okay, one last question about your coming projects in Saudi Arabia. Do you have any coming projects?
Yeah, I have the sequel to Greenland 2. which I've already finished, and it's coming out, I think, towards the end of the year. I made an interesting little art house movie with a director called Julian Schnabel with a great cast: Al Pacino, John Malkovich, Oscar Isaac, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, and then what else? And then that's it. I haven't worked since Greenland because I made 5 movies back to back, and I thought I have to take some time off.
Thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to Riyadh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here it comes!